The following video will be a review of where triads come from, as well as an introduction to the Triads Excersize, and finally, a shortcut to build triads without needing to understand the whole process each time. So, first of all, where do triads come from? So a triad is three important notes from a scale. It's the first, the third, and the fifth degree, they're called degrees, of a scale. And a degree of a scale is just the number of the note. So the first note is the first degree, second note is the second degree, and so on. So a triad is the first, third, and fifth degree of a scale played concurrently. You can play them anywhere. You can play them broken, like I just did, or you can play them blocked, where you just play them all at the same time. Doesn't matter where you start, as long as you follow the same pattern, they're always going to be a triad. Now, in order to actually play the exercise, it's going to look like this. So basically what you do is you play each triad through its three possible inversions and then come back. So what is an inversion? So an inversion is playing a chord in a different order than it's initially played in. So a chord is the unique notes therein. It's not the order of the notes, nor is it which note you started on. The nature of a chord is the notes that build it up. So in order to identify a chord, what you're really looking at is the unique notes in it. In the case of triads, the three unique notes in it. So for example, C major, C, E, G is still C major if it's E, G, C. That's still C major. So is it here, G, C, E. It doesn't actually matter where you start. What matters is the unique combination that you use. So those are called inversions. And a simple way to build them yourself is just to play the chord in what's called root position. So that's the basic form that you initially build it in, the first, third, and fifth degree. And then take the bottom note and move it up an octave. First inversion, once again, we're taking the bottom note, the E, and we're moving it up an octave. And if you do that again, you'll see we're back where we started. So that's because there's only three notes, so you only have three possible combinations. Now, in order to play the exercise effectively, what you need to do is play them with both hands with the correct fingers. And the fingers are the following. Watch my hands. So it's generally 1, 3, and 5. However, there is a few exceptions, namely here, the first inversion with the right hand is 1, 2, 5. That's still 1, 3, 5. That's still 1, 3, 5. In the left hand, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. The second inversion is 1, 2, 5. You don't have to play it with those fingers, but if you do, you'll be playing it correctly, and you'll also be able to play it faster, I think. But ultimately, if it's excruciatingly uncomfortable for you, then you can play it with a different fingering. If your hand is too small, for example, or too big, well, that's a good problem to have. But so, with regards to the exercise, that's how it works. Now, in conclusion, a shortcut to build them yourself would be to use thirds. Now, if you recall, in the thirds video, there's an easy way to build thirds, and that's by using intervals. A major third is 4 half steps up. No matter where you start, it's always a major third. And a minor third is 3 half steps up. So those are all minor thirds. Doesn't matter where you start, it's always a minor third as long as the interval is +3. So in order to build a major triad, the pattern is +4, +3. Alright, that's a major triad. And in order to build a minor triad, it's the opposite. It's +3, +4. So that's the shortcut to build it yourself, and that way you can start anywhere, even a weird note like G sharp. G minor, if you want to make it major. And And that way you can start the triads exercise no matter where you're. Even if you don't know the scale, you can always play it by using this method. So, good luck practicing.